Hello, this is Martin Limited, back for another video, and quickly, Alexa, set half 30 minutes.
30 minutes, starting now.
I'm going back to the 30-minute trial, most because, or at least for today's video, most because I haven't asked when tea's being ready, and it's usually pretty quick, so. But today we're doing it the West Siberian People's Republic, starting with the fall. When Nikolai Bukharin ascended the seat of chairman in the old Union, he set about curtailing the influence of radical politicians. Curtailing the influence of radical politicians. It was during the turbulent 1940s that Lazar Kaganovich, this guy, was reassigned to the Urals, an isolated post convened by no one. When the Soviet Union was destroyed by the fascist invaders, the true adherent of communism fled to West Siberia, where Comrade Kaganovich had organized the West Siberian People's Republic. However, years of backstabbing and political indecision have taken their toll, culminating in the collapse of the republic into multiple splinter states. Led by Lazar Kaganovich and Nikita Khrushchev, the leaders of Taiman, did not adhere to orthodox communism. The failures of Bukharin regime have taught them that the only effective force in this world of iron and blood. Marshal Ivan Konev commands the respect of the infantry and armored corps, supplemented by Taiwan's well-trained militia. However, the Republic's greatest strength may lie in its goal of total industrialization through so-called 5-year plans, a radical, potential hazardous alternative to the NAP. The steel city of Taiman hands alone against the ultranationalists in Omsk and the treacherous Third Army in Sverdlovsk. However, in the darkest halls of the underground, a grand plot is brawling. One of may yet see the Union recover from 4 decades of humiliation. From beneath the earth, an army bides its time. A million soldiers, workers, opponents of the old regime. Is only a matter of time until the mortal battle of Russia begins. While the petty wars hide from terror bombings, time and gears for war. Its people have iron will. They are well aware of their predicament, where they will either reanimate the Soviet Union, crush the rebels that infest the motherland, undo Bukharin's fatal mistake, or die trying. Onwards. So, first things first, this flag is wrong. I know, because the Committee for the Liberations of the People of Russia, an actual thing in our timeline, actually did have a flag. It was like the Russian flag, but the cross of Saint. I don't remember what saint it was, but it had the cross of the saint, or the Russian naval cross, in a shield position in the middle of the flag. That is not the one they use for this, sadly. I hope they change that. Anyway, we'll get our troops under Ivan Fedunitsky, under Field Marshal Ivan Konev, and get them training, especially on the border of the Black League. Now, get front lined like this. Don't use field marshals, I prefer generals. Under the officers' clique, the Black League under the officers' clique. While we are the all Russian Then Communist Party Bolshevik, basically the Communist Party of the Soviet Union. Let's learn how to make Mozilla, radio detection, and consumer goods production efficiency. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Make 10 of you, as usually do. Put you in the capital of Timon. Be close to the border, to be honest, but right. Make 5 of you. Put you in Kaganovichgrad. Cool. And make 3 then of you and put you in Tobolsk. I like that it has its own Stalingrad. Nice touch. Now our first focus tree. Holding on. I just need to move something. Alright, next to see the timer. The territory of the former Soviet Union has never seen darker days. But the ones they currently experience. Petty warlords wage war amongst themselves, and all of the while the hated fascists who started this misery send their dreaded Luftwaffe to rain death and destruction right on top of our heads. Indeed, the cruel fascists of the Reich and are simply not content with our previous defeats and would prefer to go a step further by kicking the Russian people while they are down. This state of affairs cannot continue. Chairman Kaganovich hears the plight of those who suffer, and with his aid new strategies will be undertaken to mitigate the worst of the damage. So the plan is, after Timon I'll do Zalotsk, then Communist Komi under Zandarov, then Samara, then I'm considering Germany, but and to get stuff between 1966 to 1969, usually because I can't just cheat the German Civil War, and there's just kind of a lot of space in between. So yeah, if I can do that, they add more stuff between that period of time for Germany at least. The Pakistan thing did help briefly, but it wasn't really that long. But if they do add stuff between 1966 to 1969 or 1968, well, nothing really happens in 1969, so 68, then I'll be down for it. I haven't really played a Germany playthrough all the way to the oil crisis. That's probably a me thing. Also, I still need. If I don't do Germany run, I'll probably do an Italy run, most because I like Italy. Be damned. But yeah, I like Italy. I think it's very cool. And also, I think they should have a foreign focus thing, which they don't have. Also, I think there should be a way to keep the triumvirate, together. I know that's a major part of the game is the collapse of the triumvirate, but I believe it should stay on. I mean, think of all the cool ideas that it could do. The second golden age of the triumvirate. Where all 3 parties all unify. That would be cool. The Ghost of Stalin. Long live the Communist Party of Lenin Stalin. Long live the General Secretary of the West Siberian Communist Party, Comrade Lazar Kaganovich. Long live the people of Russia, that cause of the people. Long live the people of Russia, the cause of the people of the Red Army who keeps us safe, and the Red Army that keeps us safe. Death to the Black Lady in Omsk, who have betrayed the revolution and bring ruin to all Russia. Death to the madman Karbyshev, who leads them and wishes to purge our once glorious nation into darkness. Death to the traitors of the Red Army in Zavlotsk, the Ural military district, who have threatened to destroy our glorious nation. And death to the treacherous Field Marshal Rodosevsky, who leads the revolt against the glorious glory of Comrade Kaganovich. When the traitor Bukharin assigned Comrade Kaganovich to West Siberia, he did not realize that he would be setting the path for his own demise. When he showed his true colors and failed to stop the hated German scum from destroying our beautiful nation, Comrade Kaganovich led a glorious civil war against Bukharin in the name of the former comrade Joseph Stalin. While the Union fell, Kaganovich never ended his cause on the great People's Republic of Western Siberia. The time did not prove our ally, however, as the traitors in Omsk and Zavlotsk betrayed the revolution and launched a surprise attack on the capital of Tyman. While we bravely held them out and stopped these attacks, the People's Republic now lies dead, with the German bombings still plummeting what little we have to dust. The situation has now lasted for over a year. Soon, however, we will find a way to bring justice to these traitors and restore the Union for the glory of Comrade Kaganovich and Comrade Stalin and Comrade Lenin, for the people. Oh, Ura! Ura! So basically, it's led by Stalinists. So, like, sort of how Irkutsk is led by Bukharinists, and I guess technically Sablinists. This Buryatia. Also, I should play Buryatia. Buryatia is underrepresented, to be honest, most because it usually gets crushed by Irkutsk. But it did balance out recently. Also, the Kansk is also the Black Army. I should play that, but they've drastically shrunk its size. It used to be 3 districts, now it's 2, because this region used to be separate. Now I'm gonna see. Pardon me. That I want to check the strength of our armies. We are strong. Now I have played the Urals. It will be a short series, so don't you have to worry. Although I will be doing when I finish all the focuses rather than when the game says I've finished. The Zlots Republic, led by the Zlots Prosperity Party. Yes, Protsventania is translated to prosperity. Anyway, Man of Steel, the General Secretary, sat alone in his office, glass in hand, remembering the days, now decades past, before the war, before the fascists, before the Union, even back when they were the representatives of the workers and peasants of Russia, laboring under the oppressive gaze of the Tsar. Then, just as now, victory was not certain, but the struggle wasn't tainted by false victories, missed opportunities, and betrayal. They were racing towards the heart of reaction, their minds even turned towards the glorious future that awaited. Kaganovich raised a glass to his lips and drank the vodka, within, toasting to the many comrades he would never see again. How youthful the revolution appeared in those days, how vibrant the red banner and stars, how tragic the decline that followed, how with Stalin's death, Russia was upon the path of destruction. There was nothing he could do, though. His removal to that god-forsaken post in Siberia, there ended any chance of ending Bukharin's fall from power. He was stuck there, forced to watch as Barbarossa proved his every prediction true. The Germans smashing through the unprepared military and grinding the Russian people into the dirt. He slammed the glass back onto the table harder than he meant to. His over-aggression surprising him. Even then, that wasn't the end. And Karbyshev and Rozvetsky's, those traitors, bastards, language, just had to twist the knife. Yet it was never over. Russia lay shattered, its people divided amongst various ideologies and systems, all aiming for the same goal. It was an opportunity the people would come to see the future which Bukharin had robbed them, and in would be the Kaganovich's hand. But they found the prosperity and freedom they deserved, but it would be by the same hand reaction would be crushed. There would be no place for fascists and their servants in the fifth column. A common term for fascist is a fifth columnist. Here, Kaganovich was resolute. Nothing would be permitted to endanger socialism and the proletariat state. He had learned much over the years, and one lesson above all others: trust is the weapon of the fascist. It's basically saying trust no one. So that's Black League. That's just our party. That's the Euro Military Districts Party, which is that. I'm not even following. Don't have my phone with me, so I can't really tell you what it is. It's on charge. Pardon me. A conflicting vision. Nikita Khrushchev cited heavily as he sat in his chair in his office. He rubbed against his temples. 10 minutes? Yes, I heard you. 10 minutes is good. I have 12. Yeah, going back to the 30-minute formula. I don't care if everyone likes the longer version. I don't have enough time. Harry's manager offers Robert's temple smoothly and painfully throbbing. If there was ever a moment where Khrushchev wanted to have a drink in his hand, it was that at that very moment. He had just broke back from meeting with Kaganovich. It was about the proper way to deal with political prisoners, the undesirable, the reactionary peasantry Kaganovich loathed so much. Its orders were explicit. Only under watchful eye of the revolutionary could they be led down in the right path, and that terror could cure them of their false consciousness. Khrushchev, as he had many times before, attempted to guide Kaganovich to a more humane, less wasteful policy. Perhaps Khrushchev said they could be offered a choice between conscription or hard labor, which would solve the problem of a lack of available manpower. Kaganovich, of course, dismissed it as an unorthodox and not in the line of Marxist-Leninist thought. Dismissed Khrushchev. He returned to his office depressed, needing a moment's rest. He closed his eyes and allowed himself to a silent reprieve from the daily horrors he was a participant in. Perhaps one day he would allow himself to imagine things would be more humane. Perhaps Marxism could be used to enhance the human life rather than cutting it short in cruel industrial planning. Yeah. Perhaps, he thought, with the tiny bit of childish glee, it could be used to destroy the enemy of all things moral, the Germans. Perhaps the terror would be forgotten, and the socialism will once again rise from the ashes of a broken Chad Russia one day. So our policies are look for terror bombings. Everyone gets this. I think I've already decided. Revisionist remnants. We may be reduced to a statutory remnants to the state of West Siberia, but we will not let this be, pardon me, the last gasp of the cause of Lenin. To the end we may be forced to deviate from Lenin's orthodoxy, but General Secretary Kaganovich has just what his takes. His new orthodox will take us from his ruined state to a successful conclusion of the revolution. Unorthodox Bolshevism. It is clear that all blindly holding onto the ideas of Lenin and the Bolsheviks will bring us no future in the changing world. Irrespective of the old Bolsheviks, where we will have to deviate from their ideas for our own good. The Urals automotive plant, the world's automotive plant, one of the largest factory complexes in central Siberia, turning out vehicle civilian and military by the tens of thousands. Control of the plants allows the state to produce trucks and light armored vehicles, the lifeblood of modern warfare in enormous quality. Lenin's mausoleum, the father of the revolution, Vladimir Ilyich Lenin, as preserved by his success upon the death, so that all might remember who liberated us from the almighty the tyranny of the bourgeoisie rule. During Barbarossa, it was evacuated from its resting place and now rests in our respectful stewardship. Possession of it remains lens of certain legitimacy of our government in the eyes of the people. Alright, other things are nothing we could really care of. We get some infantry equipment. Support. Anti-tank. Gonna bring the back. No, it didn't. Well, the roof price ended. Alright. So, if we unify Russia, we'll just become the West Siberian People's Republic again. We just get a different flag. Possible. Time. The other Kaganovich. One would expect elder siblings to be one exercising authority over the younger siblings, yet there was Mikhail Kaganovich, an advisor to his younger brother Lazar, the man of steel, silently at his superior, while Lazar was rifling through documents as if he didn't pay attention to his elder brother. Mikhail went on to remind him of his presence with a silent cough. Lazar didn't seem to notice. Lazar, Mikhail said, for using cut-off General Secretary. He, when working Lazar replied in an authoritarian tone. The elder slightly grinned his teeth, visibly annoyed. General Secretary, the German bombing issue needs to be addressed. It cannot be further allowed to exercise fear tactics on the common people and destroy our industries without some kind of punitive retribution. I am begging you that we start taking swift action against the fascist threat. General Secretary kept looking at the documents laid before him, vaguely waving his brother away. Yes, it's if you say so, as I said, a slight frown betraying what seemed to be a feeling of hopelessness. The elder brother let a barely audible sigh. His hope of even being taken seriously by his own younger brother squashed even so slightly its embers diminishing each day. Family matters. Journey on the moon. The Nazis on the moon, if you will. Or Russians get it. Moving on. So our government is Ivan Kaniev, Mikhail Kaganovich, Vyacheslav Molotov, and Nikita Khrushchev. The burden we bear, comrade, there is no denying that things are hard. The Soviet Union was great, but treason, fascism, and revisionism have whittled it down to a husk of its former self. Well, nothing less, we are the true successors, untainted by Bukharism or any other deviation from the path of Marx, Lenin, and Stalin. The traitors can slander us, subvert us, bomb us, murder us. They cannot murder the righteous spirit of the working class. Comrade, be reassured. For a fact, the Communist Party has made many sacrifices in the name of Chairman Kanagonovich works today. And ninth, striving to protect you from Nazism and warlordism. The Red Army, stalwart as ever, stands vigilant against the bandits who would harm you. The finest government in Russia makes the hardest decisions so that you can live without fear. Comrade, if you feel discouraged, remember this. All of our hardship, all of our enemies have carved us into a point of sharper than a bayonet. As we piece through a subversary, ask yourself a vital question. Who can you serve? By devoting every fiber of my being to the communist cause. Bunker building or under the earth? Bunker building first. Get the long one out of the way first. 2 minutes remaining, so after this I'll have to stop. Possibly. For every day the bombs fall, the people of our republic have nowhere to hide and are forced to flee to for their lives, with a fear of so palpable it haunts their dreams. The death toll is rising by day, and something must be done to give the people a place to seek shelter from the Luftwaffe arrives once more to reap their bloody harvest. The answer? More bunkers. Every city, every town shall soon have a formidable system of bunkers that will serve as unbreakable bomb shelters in times of peace, and as effective forms of defense in times of war. Our republic shall become a great fortress, completely unable to breach by air or by land. 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining. Nothing to do there, nothing to do there, nothing to do there. Check the army. You're still training. So time for the last minutes unless some notification comes up. There are 2 things actually. The survival programs. Get to that next time. Sword of the Republic. Comrade, you are the first line of defense against fascism. With a gun. Okay, I might have to gun in your hand with your heart to fill love. You are warriors of freedom, want to make the enemy tremble. Ivan Karyev stopped at the moment, taking a long and deep breath in front of him. Were at least 100 men, their uniforms mishmatched and old. Their bodies are thin and almost much chunkier than their civilian counterparts. The 1st Tank Division is a pride and joy of the People's Republic of Comrade Kanovich and all friends of liberty justice. Need to speed this along because tea's ready. He's better be Koniev, thought with some bitterness. Alexa, stop. The amount of arm twisting and political wheeling dealing he had to get in order to keep the 1st Tank Division up and running was nightmarish. Even Kaganovich's proletarian state, but always enough party the apprentices willing to wrap favors for the sake of political expediency. Even the security minister and Red Army commander himself. Suddenly, as he continued, Koniev heard a small whining sound above him. Then, realizing his instinct, he screamed, "Hit the deck!" and did so himself. Diving onto the ground a couple of feet away, he could hear men scream uncannily as they realized that several thousand feet above them a German bomber was using them as target practice. Afterwards, when taking count of losses, the dead was 7 and injured. The dead was 7 and injured was 30. A line of 3, a third of them being permanently incapable. "I'm coming!" Ivan Koniev's side, and with a heavy heart cancelled the rest of the speech, and the bombing was more than he could have anyway. He who lives is by the sword. Okay, I seriously need to get going, so next time we'll talk about this. More stuff will happen there. And back to the 30-minute mark, because I am way too busy to deal with it. On times that I'm free throughout the day, you may see it. So, hope to see you next time. Hope to see you again. Hope to see you next time. Hope to see you again. And goodbye.